Hi, I'm Anton and this is my scratch kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make this. It's a hot cross bun. These are traditionally made around Easter time. It's supposed to be made for after Easter Friday, after the fasting. It's kind of a high yeast, rich bread roll that people eat. So you'll get to make them and then you get to taste them. Alright, so we're going to get this process started. What we got here is we got some yeast, about 2 heaped teaspoons, about just under a quarter cup of sugar, about a half a beaten egg, scrambled up, about a 2/3 teaspoon of salt, about a cup of flour, and then in this guy over here we have some ginger, nutmeg, mixed spice and cinnamon. Alright, and this is what's going to give this guy all the good flavors you're going to get from it. So it's about a quarter teaspoon of ginger, about a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg, about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and about a third of a teaspoon of mixed spice. Alright, so all of this going to go in here, and then of course we mustn't forget our milk, which that's at like 100 degrees or so. That's Fahrenheit for people from our homeland. If you do that at 100 degrees Celsius, that'll not be a lot of fun. So we're gonna stick the yeast in there. We're gonna put the sugar in, and then again egg. All right, and I try and use a rubber spatula because my OCD makes me put all of it inside as much as I can of it. Otherwise, it's gonna haunt me for the rest of the day. All right, take our spatula, kind of mix that up a little bit. All right, and then get all of that mixed up nicely. Then we're going to take our milk, just double check the temperature there. All right, this is it's around 100 Fahrenheit. Okay, so you want to kind of mix that in. This one won't be too bad, but again, if you overheat or if your milk's too warm, you'll kill the yeast and your product won't proof up. All right, so this guy is mixing in. So you stir it so you don't cook the eggs. All right, so you stir it up so you don't cook the eggs, and then you end up with scrambled eggs instead of something you can actually use in a bun. So all right, good stuff. And then this we can leave for a second. All right. And what we have back here is we've got some raisins, and we've got about 2 cups of flour. 2 cups of flour, about half a cup of raisins. All right, that's in there. And then we got some oil, and that's all going to go inside this. So we're going to give this a second just to proof up a little bit. All right, and then we're going to get moving with mixing all of this in. We're going to use the mixer again because you can do it by hand, but it takes a long time. So we want to try and speed the process up, try and get things done quickly because we're a commercial establishment. So I'm showing you the way we basically do things. So again, you don't put your salt in, you put your flour in. All right, so this will be the flour going in there. All right, and then we do the salt. And I mean, you can put the spices in with like before or after, it doesn't really matter. I'll just stick them in now. All right, and then we're going to put this guy into the mixer over here. All right, we're going to start him mixing. All right, so let that go. And because I'm making a smaller batch, otherwise we're going to take forever here this morning, the mixer's having a bit of a hard time because it's very low. So I'm going to go fetch a spatula because I forgot that. Nice long one, so I can actually dig it in there without getting my hand stuck. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna give this guy a bit of a hand here, just because it's low and the dough hook is having a hard time. All right, get it mixed in there nicely. All right, don't get your fingers stuck in here. It's generally unpleasant. So I try and work around the corners, around the sides. I try not to get into the way of the mechanism. See, so this is kind of where you want to be. All right, and that's about as good as that's going to get. So now we're going to pour in the raisins and the flour. All right, raisins and flour. All right, we're going to stick a bit of oil in here. And again, let's just kind of scrape all of that out with a rubber spatula. Get all of this stuff out of here. Okay, and now things will start looking a bit different. Okay. See, now it's starting to firm up. All right, it's kind of a sticky dough. It's not a bread dough by any means. All right. Let that mix up a little bit. Try and get all the bits on the sides here as far as we can. All right, we're almost ready. All right, good. I think that should be about as close as we're gonna get. That looks good. All right, let's get this out of here. We can work without getting interfered by the machine. All right, so let me take that guy. Take this guy here. So we'll scrape this all off, get as much dough as possible. So this should make about eight hot cross buns. So we're going to use some containers for them. Stick them in the oven, and then they come out. Put that right there. Okay. So let me just do this. So you'll see it's kind of a pliable kind of a dough, so it's a bit sticky, not too bad. All right, so let's get all of this worked down. All right, and then again, this is gonna have to be set to proof. I'll take our trusty flour. So I know there are guys that got this like throwing technique and stuff. You know what, man, I put it in a container, I pour it where I need it. That's the end of that. All right. Okay, so let's grab this guy out of there, get the last bit that's in here. All right, we're gonna ball this guy up. All right, so make it look all nice. Try not to lose the raisins. Did we lose the raisin? No, we still got all of them. All right, so there's your dough. All right, that should make about 8 hot cross buns. Put it in the container. Now we're going to put some cellophane over it, and we're going to have it rest till it's about double its size, because there's a lot of yeast, so it'll do that. All right, so we've covered this guy with some cellophane. All right, so this way it doesn't dry out. We're going to leave this to rest till it's about double its size. It's got a lot of yeast, so that shouldn't take too long, probably 40 minutes or so. And then we're going to divide it, and we're going to put it in some containers. All right, so we're back about 45 minutes or so. You can see this is almost doubled in size. So we're going to grab this out of here. All right, and we're going to weigh it out. All right, and then we're going to ball it, and we're going to make a couple of, well, you know, a South African couple, which is anything from 2 to 8. So we'll make 8 hot cross buns out of this guy. So we had about 850, so that'll give us like 425, 426 grams a ball. All right, so 350, 420. All right, a little bit more, 23, 26. Let's just do that. 426, 426. So these guys will ball up. All right. And then let me take some flour, just so it doesn't get completely stuck. And you'll see now after the rest period, the dough is completely different in texture. All right, so now what we want to do is we've got a 426 here and a 426 here. All right, so we're going to split that in 4. All right, so that'll give us about 213 per each. Then we're going to split that in 2 again. All right, 213, and we'll do a 106 and a 107. $107, 106. So now what we're going to do is we're going to roll this guy, and you know, I don't know how big your hands are, but for me, we're going to use these pans over here to put them in. So slightly oval to about the size of my palm works. So let me just do this real quick. Let me just a touch, just so that I don't get stuck. Just some spray. That's it, not too much. We don't want to drown them. And there we go, first one done. All right. The second one. All right, second one. So slightly oval. All right. This 102, 5, 6, 7. There we go. All right, so we'll make 2 sets of this. All right, I'm going to leave this so it proofs up a little bit. And then we're going to put the crosses on. And then we're going to stick it in the oven. And once it comes out, it will be all good. All right, so this is when we are done. So this is all finished. Now we're going to leave these guys. So I'm going to grab a pan. Oh, excuse me. Be right back. So I'm going to grab a pan. All right, and we're just going to stick these up here. All right, and they can proof over there. And we're going to wait a couple of minutes, maybe 15 or 20, and then we're going to put some crosses on them, and then we're going to bake them. Okay, so this is what the hot cross buns look like after they've stood for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. They just kind of proof up. So now they're ready for their glaze, or well, for the crosses. So we're going to put the cross on them. All right, so I've got a pre-made bag of, this is basically, it's a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of flour, and just less than a 1/4 cup of water. And that will give you this kind of gooey consistency. All right, so what we're going to do is I just put it in a Ziploc bag. I cut the tip off. All right, and then we kind of put the crosses on these guys. All right, there we go. As you can hear, the oven is on behind me. That's heating up nicely. All right, and we're going to put these guys in there as soon as we've got this on. All right, so all right, all done. So that's what they look like. When you see them again, they'll be brown and pretty. Okay. All right, we're ready to take out the hot cross buns. I'm just going to take a temperature in it. So we're looking for around 200 Fahrenheit. So let's see. Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right. So this is basically what you look at. All right. So they're all looking pretty. And then we have here simple syrup, which we've just heated up a little bit. All right. And we add some butter to that. Now we're just going to coat the top. So you can use apricot jam and some water. That's a little bit more traditional for this kind of thing. But I like the look of this and I like the taste of this. Yeah, and there we go. All right, brand spanking new hot cross buns. So you're looking to run these at about 350 in the oven. All right, you're probably looking for about 20 to 25 minutes. All right, that's approximately where you're going to go. You can't go on my ovens. My ovens are commercial, so they take they're not as long. They're a bit faster and a bit lower in temperature. All right, there we go. So I'm not going to stick my hand in this thing, but that's pretty much what you want to look at. All right, hot cross buns. All right, now we're going to taste one. All right. I don't know if you can see the steam coming out of that, but man, my mouth is watering. Do this. Woo. All right, well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is about as good as it gets. So we'll taste it and enjoy it. Till next time, see you then.